NFPA 72 does not specify a specific distance between smoke detectors and kitchen stoves. However, the National Electrical Code does require smoke detectors to be installed outside of every sleeping room and in all hallways leading to bedrooms. NFPA 72 recommends using photoelectric light scattering smoke detectors in kitchens. These detectors are less likely to be triggered by false alarms from cooking fumes, as they are designed to detect smoke particles scattered by the light source. NFPA 72 requires photoelectric smoke detectors to be installed in the following locations: every bedroom, outside of every sleeping room, in all hallways leading to bedrooms, and on every level of the dwelling unit. Photoelectric smoke detectors are more sensitive to small smoke particles than ionization smoke detectors. Ionization smoke detectors are more likely to be triggered by false alarms from cooking fumes or chemicals. Smoke detectors should be tested monthly and replaced every 10 years. Hardwired smoke detectors are recommended for new construction or major renovations. Smoke detectors are a critical component of fire safety in any dwelling. Understanding the types of smoke detectors and where they should be placed is essential for ensuring adequate protection. Two primary types of smoke detectors are available: photoelectric and ionization. Photoelectric smoke detectors are generally more effective at detecting slow, smoldering fires, while ionization smoke detectors are typically more responsive to fast-flaming fires. The placement of smoke detectors is governed by codes and standards such as NFPA 72, the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code, and the National Electrical Code. These codes aim to provide a minimum level of safety and should be carefully followed. While NFPA 72 does not mandate a specific distance between smoke detectors and kitchen stoves, it's generally advisable to avoid placing them too close to cooking appliances. This is because cooking fumes and steam can trigger false alarms. A distance of at least 10 feet is often recommended, but the exact distance may vary depending on the specific cooking habits and ventilation in the kitchen. In kitchens, photoelectric light scattering smoke detectors are often recommended. These detectors are designed to detect smoke particles that scatter light, making them less prone to false alarms from cooking fumes. Ionization smoke detectors, on the other hand, may be more susceptible to false alarms in the kitchen environment. In addition to the kitchen, NFPA 72 specifies several other locations where smoke detectors are required. These include every bedroom, outside of every sleeping room, in all hallways leading to bedrooms, and on every level of the dwelling unit. These requirements ensure that occupants are alerted to a fire, regardless of where it originates in the home. It's important to note that these are minimum requirements, and additional smoke detectors may be necessary depending on the size and layout of the dwelling. For example, in homes with multiple stores or large open areas, additional smoke detectors may be needed to provide adequate coverage. Photoelectric smoke detectors are generally more sensitive to small smoke particles than ionization smoke detectors. This makes them particularly effective at detecting slow, smoldering fires, which can be especially dangerous because they may produce toxic fumes before flames are visible. Ionization smoke detectors, on the other hand, are more responsive to fast-flaming fires, which produce larger smoke particles. While both types of smoke detectors can provide valuable protection, photoelectric detectors are often preferred for their ability to detect a wider range of fire types and their lower susceptibility to false alarms. Regular testing and maintenance are essential for ensuring that smoke detectors are functioning properly. Smoke detectors should be tested monthly by pressing the test button and verifying that the alarm sounds. In addition, smoke detectors should be cleaned regularly to remove dust and debris that can interfere with their operation. Smoke detectors should also be replaced every 10 years, as their sensors can become less sensitive over time. When installing smoke detectors, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Smoke detectors should be mounted on the ceiling or high on the wall, as smoke rises. They should also be located away from drafts and air vents, which can interfere with their ability to detect smoke. Hardwired smoke detectors are often recommended for new construction or major renovations. These detectors are connected to the home's electrical system and have a battery backup in case of a power outage. Hardwired smoke detectors can be interconnected, so that if one detector sounds an alarm, all of the detectors in the home will sound. This can provide an early warning of a fire, even if it originates in a remote part of the home. Battery-operated smoke detectors are also available, but they are not as reliable as hardwired detectors. Battery-operated detectors require regular battery replacements, and they may not function properly if the batteries are low. When choosing smoke detectors, it's important to consider the specific needs of the home and the occupants. For example, homes with young children or elderly residents may benefit from smoke detectors with a louder alarm or a strobe light. Homes with residents who are hard of hearing may benefit from smoke detectors with a vibrating pad. In addition to smoke detectors, it's also important to have a fire escape plan and practice it regularly. A fire escape plan should include 2 ways out of each room and a designated meeting place outside of the home. Everyone in the home should know the fire escape plan and practice it at least twice a year. Fire extinguishers are another important component of fire safety. Every home should have at least one fire extinguisher, and everyone in the home should know how to use it. Fire extinguishers should be located in areas where fires are likely to occur, such as the kitchen and the garage. Carbon monoxide detectors are also important for protecting against carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be produced by malfunctioning appliances, such as furnaces and water heaters. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed on every level of the home and near sleeping areas. By following these fire safety tips, it's possible to significantly reduce the risk of fire in the home and protect the occupants from injury or death. Remember to consult with local building codes and fire safety regulations to ensure full compliance and optimal safety measures. Specific requirements can vary based on location and the type of dwelling. Therefore, it's best to verify your compliance with the local authorities. When selecting a smoke detector, consider dual sensor models that combine both photoelectric and ionization technologies. These offer a broader range of fire detection capabilities, increasing the chances of early detection for both smoldering and fast-flaming fires. Integrating smoke detectors with a home security system can provide additional benefits. When a smoke detector is triggered, the security system can automatically alert the fire department, even if no one is home. This can significantly reduce the response time and minimize the damage caused by a fire. Conduct regular fire drills with all household members. These drills should simulate a fire scenario and allow everyone to practice the escape plan. Fire drills can help to ensure that everyone knows what to do in the event of a real fire. Periodically inspect electrical wiring and appliances for any signs of damage or wear. Faulty wiring and appliances can be a significant cause of fires. Have any electrical problems repaired by a qualified electrician. Store flammable materials, such as gasoline and propane, in a safe location away from the house. These materials should be stored in tightly sealed containers and kept away from heat sources. Keep cooking areas clean and free of grease buildup. Grease buildup can be a fire hazard. Never leave cooking unattended, especially when using oil or grease. If a fire does occur, evacuate the building immediately and call the fire department. Do not attempt to fight the fire yourself unless it is very small and contained. Close doors behind you as you leave to help slow the spread of the fire. Ensure that all windows and doors can be easily opened in case of an emergency. Keep pathways clear of obstructions that could hinder escape. Consider installing a fire sprinkler system, especially in new construction or major renovations. Fire sprinkler systems can automatically suppress fires, significantly reducing the damage and increasing the chances of survival. Maintain smoke detectors according to the manufacturer's instructions. Regularly check and replace batteries as needed and clean the detectors to remove dust and debris. The frequency of testing should align with the recommendations provided by the manufacturer. Develop a communication plan for family members in case of a fire. This plan should include a designated meeting place outside the home and a way to contact each other. Teach children how to recognize the sound of the smoke alarm and what to do if they hear it. Emphasize the importance of getting out of the house quickly and safely. Never disable or remove smoke detectors, even if they are causing nuisance alarms. If you are experiencing frequent false alarms, try relocating the detector or replacing it with a different type. Consider installing heat detectors in areas that are prone to false alarms, such as kitchens and bathrooms. Heat detectors are triggered by a rapid rise in temperature rather than smoke. Stay informed about fire safety by reading articles, watching videos, and attending workshops. Knowledge is a valuable tool in preventing and responding to fires. Remember that fire safety is an ongoing process. By taking these steps, you can significantly reduce the risk of fire in your home and protect your family.